After 27 hours, I finally rolled credits on Saros. Today we're going to be talking about the newest PS5 exclusive from Housemarque. Saros is a spiritual successor to Returnal, adopting the third-person shooting and roguelike elements while exploring an entirely new story. In Saros, you play as Argent Deverage, who is an enforcer of the Saltari Corporation's Echelon 4. Argent and his crew are sent to the planet of Carcosa to investigate the disappearance of the other 3 Echelon crews that were sent to build mining colonies on the planet and to harvest the mineral Lucenite. Upon arriving, Argent doesn't exactly know what happened, but does know that only a few crew members made it, with many dying and some of his crew going insane. Alongside looking for the Saltari signals in hopes of finding the lost colonies, Argent will also be trying to find some kind of answers to this crazy planet he's on. Also on the down low, he's also there to search for his wife Nydia, who is a part of the Echelon 1 crew. Now I do want this review to be spoiler free, so I won't go into the story as much as I would love to, but I do think that the story is really good. The story is told through cutscenes, audio text logs, and flashbacks in the Bajan tree found at the base. I just wish that the story was delivered a bit better. And I don't know if it was pacing or my attention span. It starts awesome and it ends awesome as well, but it's everything to get there that throws me off a bit. I mean, there are times when I'm having an amazing run with awesome gear, and then I get pulled out to progress the story, which, yeah, that's right, there's a story plot I need to follow. It just kind of throws you off. Carcosa is split into 8 biomes that you can explore. With the exception of the Yellow Shore, you can explore pretty much all the different biomes in one cycle. Before you do start a cycle, you start at the base, which is called the Passage. There you can speak with crew members or talk to the primary, which houses your skill tree, quick travel, and game modifiers. All 8 biomes look great and have impressive level design too. Each biome needs you to fulfill some kind of task or just making it through without dying, and it ends with an overlord you must fight. And for the most part, they aren't all that unfair. Most just need you to have some kind of pattern recognition and you should be more than fine. Well, the third biome's boss does kind of suck, but not in the gameplay way. He's just kind of a lazy boss that later becomes a regular enemy. Some areas of the biomes are locked away unless you activate the Eclipse, which makes the biomes more dangerous and enemies a lot more hostile than they usually are. In a way to help alleviate the difficulty of Saros, you don't need to play through each biome, as you could just fast travel to any biome at the Passage. As you progress through the game, you will unlock many new ways to explore the different biomes, like a zip line to get to higher places, so it incentivizes you to revisit the biomes. Where the story might lack in pacing, they added it to the combat because you're always going to need to be on your toes. Argent is armed with a shield and gun weapon at the start of each cycle. The guns in the game can span from a rifle to a handgun to a shotgun, and many more that are powerful. They can be swapped at different containers that you find during your run, and whichever weapon you carry when you die or return to the Passage is what you start with at the beginning of your next run. I was a smart rifle fiend myself. The shield can protect and consume enemy projectiles and use them to grow a power bar. Enemies will shoot either blue, yellow, and red projectiles. So the blue ones can be consumed at no cost, so always have your shield up when an enemy shooting blue projectiles. The yellow ones can be consumed, but they will cause corruption, which will lower your max health. And your shield cannot block the red, so just dash away from those, or you could parry to block those attacks and send them right back to your enemies. I struggled on my parry timing, but was able to hit it a few times against bosses for the most part. The energy bar that you do build up allow you to use power weapons. These are very useful, not just because they're strong, but slowly can get rid of corruption as well. Also, as you defeat enemies, you will build up a very powerful overdrive attack that you can use using L3 and R3, and I usually just use these against the bosses, to be honest. Containers also drop artifacts that give passive benefits and upgrades to your stats during your runs. You only have a limited amount of artifact slots, but these go away after dying or returning to the Passage. As you defeat enemies, they'll drop Lucenite that will grow Argent's proficiency level, which is tied to his attributes and weapon level. After each cycle, you can keep a small amount of Lucenite, which you can use to upgrade Argent's armor at the primary at the Passage. During your runs, make sure to keep an eye on Halcyons, which are collectibles from containers to fully complete your armor matrix. Want my advice? Always start at the Shattered Rise, which is the first biome, and work your way through. It might seem easier to start from whatever biome you left off at, but you will be severely underpowered. Your artifacts might not be the strongest since you'll be getting early level artifacts, and you might fill up your artifact slots by the time you get to higher level biomes, but you'll be collecting a lot more Lucenite starting from the Shattered Rise than if you started at some random biome, which means you'll be at a higher proficiency level, and if you die, you'll have a higher amount of Lucenite to continue upgrading Argent. Though this doesn't apply to the final biome, that one you must just do it all in one run by itself. If you're struggling to get through the game, there are Carcosian modifiers that can help you out, like less damage output from enemies or less effective corruption, but you do need to keep the game balanced by applying debuffs, so keep that in mind. You can also in theory make the game harder if you find Saros too easy. The Carcosian modifiers is unlocked after the second biome though. Overall, I think the combat is super addictive, and personally I couldn't stop playing it myself. After every failed run, it was just another lesson learned to help me on my next run. The moment when I beat the king for the first time was so euphoric for me. Post game, there's some more story stuff that explores more of Argent and Nitya's relationship and what the story doesn't tell you, so that's cool. But to get the extra context to Argent's story, you need to beat the final boss again and make a specific decision that I didn't, so I kinda messed up and had to beat it a third time. But that's fine, I really did enjoy the game, so I didn't really mind myself. The game is great and looks amazing, so if you're a PS5 owner that enjoys roguelites, I recommend it. Even if you're not a roguelike veteran, I'd still recommend it because this game is very beginner friendly. So Saros gets a thumbs up from me. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be playing Saros, and if you have, what you thought of the game. If you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more gaming content like my review on Digimon Storytime Stranger, which is right here, or what YouTube thinks you'll like from my channel. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Peter aka King Exodus, and until next time, your boy is out.